Okay. You are live with Jonathan Ohayon, a stylish Frenchman who is reinventing the word fake, reclaiming it and turning it into something beautiful with incredible style. We're going to just show you some of the incredible fake, which stands for Fashion for Animal Kingdom and Environment styles. Now, Jonathan is famous for this bag, which is made out of, here we go. It's made out of pineapple?
No, those one are cork.
Cork. Okay, cork. We're going to show you a whole bunch of fashion. But first, tell us what you're doing today that is so exciting and that people are invited to join.
Yes, so today at noon Pacific time, we're going to do a virtual pop-up. So we are known for our physical pop-up, but due to the current situation, we had to find a way to still support ethical business. And the best way we find was to do a virtual pop-up. So we will have many brands that will introduce and showcase to you their product. And as well, a conference about the evolution of veganism with you. Actually, you will be a part of it. So I'm very thankful for that. And with Vanessa Marceau as well, the founder of Wellness, Edora Wellness. And yeah, so it's today at noon, and we try to bring some fun and yeah, in this situation.
Okay, today's Sunday, yeah. And it's April 26th, Sunday, April 26th at noon Pacific. If you're watching on the East Coast, that's 3 p.m. Eastern. And if you're in London or Australia, I got to do the math. I don't know exactly what time it'll be, but think about noon Pacific.
I think London, it's 9 p.m.
Well, whatever. You know, we'll figure it out. But it's noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Today's Sunday, April 26th. What better outing could you have on a Sunday when we're being told to stay at home? Okay. All right, I just want to show some of the incredible fashion. Like, who is this? And what this is delightful. And I like how the two of us can just like lean like here, lean a little. There you go. Tell me.
So this actually, it's from Johnny Concert. So it's the makeup. So it's 100% ethical. There's no chemicals inside. All the makeup you see, it's 100% natural. And even their packaging is, they make sure to use glass, no plastic. And they even recycle their packaging to do jewelry. Like, this brand is really amazing, Johnny Concert. So if you can check it out, you should. We actually have on fakemovement.com, we have a part here saying the fakers, where you can find, like, we have more than 50 brands that are already a part of the fake movement, and we are growing super fast. So yeah.
Wonderful. Now I'm going to throw in another. This is one of my favorite people.
Oh yeah.
She is a Hollywood stunt woman who is modeling for you. This is a great shirt. Tell me about this shirt.
Yeah, actually, she's modeling for this company, which is in Vegan Veritas, and they will be here today. So check it out if you want to get some discount on those shirts. Yeah, they are doing shirts with strong message to help you to do more activism and to spread awareness and positivity around you.
Now, Jonathan, okay, we'll take this out for a second. Tell us what happens. You go to the virtual pop-up. We put the link in the introduction. So at noon, you just pop in there. I'm going to be joining at 1. Yes. And talking about how the coronavirus has completely transformed our economy. And it's the moment where we can really transition to a plant-based culture for our own health, to prevent future pandemics, and also to stop animal cruelty and to reverse climate change. And so this is a great, where there is tragedy, there is also opportunity to change. And we can come out of this really an evolved species. So I'm going to be talking about that at 1 o'clock Pacific. But meanwhile, I want to understand, when you go to the virtual fake pop-up at noon, you're going to be able to see all these many, many brands that we discussed. And you're also going to be able to shop and buy at a discount. Tell me about that.
Exactly. So we try to make it as much interactive as possible. So you will have a chat. You can chat with everyone. and you can directly ask your question to the designer. Let's say you want to know where it's made, how it's made, or if they have a specific size or whatever. You can ask them directly your questions, and you will have a link to their website, so you can go directly to the website. They will give you a discount. You will win actually gift cards. You will win many gifts. So yeah, we try to make it very interactive.
I love it. And so what are some of the brand names? You know, we've shown a couple of the products. There's so many. If you go to, tell us your website, because people can go and sort of pre-shop if they want. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of incredible high fashion, because you are from France. And we know that is the capital of fashion and style. And so basically what you're doing is, I think this is a brilliant idea. You're having a virtual pop-up, and what I like is the whole idea of fake has been a dirty word. Oh, that's fake. Yes. But actually now the tables are being turned, and fake is the new real. So instead of torturing, killing a coyote for to put his or her fur on a collar, you have actually faux fur that is so real, you have to do a test to determine whether it's real or fake. Why torture and kill an animal if you can get a faux fur that is providing the same exact look that the body part of a dead animal? And so what you're doing is you're taking that word fake, and it kind of reminds me, as a lesbian, I could say the LGBTQ movement, the word queer was a pejorative, and it was reclaimed, reinvented, and sort of redefined within the LGBTQ community. So is it very parallel to what you're doing with the word fake?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I took this word that is very negative, and usually your leadership say, oh yeah, this is fake. And I give a strong acronym to it. So fashion for animal kingdom and environment. And when we talk about animal kingdom, we talk about the entire animal kingdom. So as well, the human. And so now you can be proud to say, yeah, this is fake. This is fashion for animal kingdom and for the environment. And you can be proud of it. Yeah.
Wow, well, how exciting. Let me just see what happens here. There we go. I love this. This, again, is one of the makeup artists. This is super fantastic. I absolutely love that look. What could be more glamorous and chic? I'm leaning over here. You could do your lean, too. Wait, the other way. What could be more glamorous and chic than this? And what's great is that animals don't have to be tortured. You know, even in this crisis, what we have to look at is, where did it start? You can never solve a problem without looking at its source. And despite the conspiracy theories out there, the overwhelming consensus amongst the experts is that it started at a wet market in Wuhan, China. That's where the first individuals who got sick and went to the hospital came from. That's where you see basically a petri dish for zoonotic diseases. You have animals captured from the wild. You have domestic animals. They're all in cages. They're stressed. They're terrified. They're being slaughtered one in front of another. And so we know that abuse of animals is how this started. SARS, the same thing. Another wet market, meat market, slaughterhouse in China. But before we point the finger at another country, there are thousands of wet markets in the United States, 80 in New York City alone. There's now a movement to get rid of them. And additionally, factory farming here in the United States is no better. It's just hidden behind closed doors. The only difference is that we have giant warehouses that people aren't allowed to enter, and ag-gag laws that try to prevent people from seeing the horrors. So we're at this moment now with the slaughterhouses, getting coronavirus, people within them, and it's tragic. The slaughterhouse workers are dying. That we can make a transition to a kinder world, a better world. So, we're seeing this coronavirus at meatpacking plants worse than first thought. We're seeing that people have died who are going in and basically doing the killing that the society at large wouldn't be able to do themselves. I defy you to go in and do this for 8 hours a day. where animals are being slaughtered. And so we're starting to see that our cruel and violent treatment of animals is coming back to haunt us. And this is, let's not be lecturing. We're just saying this is an opportunity to change and reinvent. All we have to do is move the needle a little bit.
Exactly.
All we have to do is take that one part of our meal and substitute something else for it, and keep all the other stuff. It's like Thanksgiving. We call it Thanksgiving in the vegan world, and we have all the great dishes and the beans and the sweet potatoes with the vegan marshmallows on top. And instead of a dead turkey, we have tofurkey. We have all sorts of other wonderful things. We still have the pies. We still have the tradition. We still get together. It's just that one little thing, take a dead animal out and put something else in. Now, some people go, well, that's fake. Well, that's why I love the fact that you're reinventing the word fake. So, people say fake meat. Well, no, really what we're doing is we're offering you a compassionate alternative. You could just eat the vegetables, fruits, nuts, and grains. There's plenty of people who do that. Whole food, plant-based diet. That's the healthiest. That's the healthiest. For me, the fake meats are a treat every so often when I want to have that comfort food of a burger or, a quote unquote meatball that's made of something else. But normally I'm trying to eat fruits, vegetables, nuts, and grains. Okay. So this is an opportunity for everyone. Mother Nature, Jonathan, has said to the human race, you've been bad, go to your room, time out, think about it, and come out kinder, come out. The animals are coming out. Today I saw geese. I saw endangered species in the canal, in the creek behind where I live here in Los Angeles. Do you think this is an opportunity for evolution of the human race, Jonathan?
Yeah, I truly believe, because I think what we need is to reconnect with the nature and with the animal, and this can help us a lot to do that. Like you said, the problem is that we lost the connection with those animals, and I think we need to see in the animal point of view. That's what I think of the little thing that we can do, and this little thing, I think it's to put ourselves in animal shoes. And when you do so, you will realize that you don't want anything like that to happen to any being. And like you say, fake meat, I don't believe, like, those people who will tell you, oh, this is fake meat, will be the same people who will say, but there's nothing who tastes like the meat. So that's why we do that. It's for them, actually, to show them that it is possible to taste and everything, but without killing any animals.
Yeah, it's like training wheels for people who are going plant-based. It's a process, not an event. Sometimes we all have our cravings and desires, and we can basically take the toxicity out of it and still have the same experience without the cruelty. And it's guilt-free eating, and this is guilt-free shopping. So often style has been equated with cruelty. We've seen that with, alligator bags. It's interesting that the big department stores, and I cut up my cards years ago, 20 some years ago, 23 years ago, I went vegan. I had a moment of clarity. I was like, I love animals. I can't be involved with killing them in any way, shape, or form. I started looking at my shoes and going, wow, that's not just an expensive shoe from Needless Markup. That's a dead animal. I wrote letters to all the major department stores. I had Bloomies and Needless Markup and Macy's and all the major. And I wrote them letters. And I said, look, as long as you're selling fur, I can't go in your store. And of course, they wrote back and said, we believe in giving customers choices. Like, when you sell baby skin to your customers because you believe in giving customers choices, that's a ridiculous argument. So I cut up my cards. Guess what? I saved so much money. So much money over the years. That 23 years of not shopping at those so-called luxury department stores saved me tons of money. I still, got my holiday gifts for my loved ones, but I was able to take the money I saved and give it to charity, give it to organizations that are fighting for animals. So now you see that those major department stores, I just read yesterday in the news, they're in trouble. Some of them, some of them are in deep trouble because people are at home. And so the world is changing.
Yeah.
And I think fake is the new real. So tell us about this pop-up one more time.
Yes, so it's today at noon Pacific time, and yeah, we try to make it as much interactive as possible. So be there on time, because you will have many gifts that you can win, many discounts. All the brands you will see are 100% vegan and 100% ethically made. That's the two requirements we have. You have to be vegan and ethically made. And yeah, and at the end we'll have a conference with here, Jonathan will be here with us, and Vanessa Marceau, the founder of LR Wellness Center, which is the first vegan wellness center in LA. And yeah, we will talk about the evolution of veganism, and with the current situation, if people start to be more aware, which I truly hope. And yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. I love this concept. I love you, Jonathan. You're one of the nicest people. And I say that you're very kind, but you're also a nice guy. And you're also just super talented. You have so many skills. You're an artist. You play music.
Yeah.
You came over to my house and I was like, oh boy, I feel like I got to polish some skills. So I've been practicing my piano ever since you visited. But I just love you. I love your brother. I love your concept. Fake is the new real. Join today, Sunday, April 26th. Fake is the new real. Join the pop-up.
Exactly.
Have some fun. Meet some very stylish people. And
I just wanted to say a little thing about what you talk about those, because we tend to always complain about the big industries that are not changing, and I think that instead of pointing them, we should all point to ourselves, and the same way you did, which is to stop buying leather and fur and all this. That's what we have to do if we want a change, because we vote with our money. And by not buying them, they will have no other option that producing ethical to.
Oh, you're absolutely right. These department stores are just boxes, and the designers change. Yeah, sure, there's some that remain year after year, but there's a flood of new designers. And Stella McCartney started this a long time ago. Paul McCartney's daughter with ethical fashion. It is a hot thing today. Ethical fashion is. Fur is dead. It is so dead. Dead as a doornail. And, to me, I'll just say one last thing. It's a contrarian indicator. Whenever I see somebody and I grew up in New York, in Midtown Manhattan, so I've had the misfortune of seeing a lot of fur coats. But to me, it always seemed like a contrarian indicator. If you were socially secure, you wouldn't need to be dripping in dead animal parts to prove to people you could afford it. Exactly. And now it's like so uncool. And it's the exact opposite of what it's meant to be. It's really the ultimate like gross bourgeois statement that repulses everybody. So I think that things are changing. We know that the top designers have given up fur. I mean, Michael Kors was one of the last holdouts. He's given up fur. The list is very long. We do a protest every year in Beverly Hills where we march around Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive. And I say I just cover it. Jane Unchained News Network covers it, but it's a great coalition of groups. Last Chance for Animals and other groups get together and they give awards to the designers who've given up fur. And it's really, it's not about shaming people. It's about saying, look, here, congratulations, you've seen another way. And there's awards, they take pictures, and the managers in the stores are thrilled to get these awards. And what I saw was a few years ago when this started, it was mostly protest, because we protest the places that haven't given up fur, and then they give awards to the places that have. And it's changed now. Now it's mostly giving out awards with an occasional protest. So it's really interesting how the dynamic on Rodeo Drive, the epitome of fashion and style, has changed, where it's also a new generation that's not into cruelty, that is more sensitive and understands that you don't just get a fur, it doesn't fall from the sky. An animal had to be trapped or anally electrocuted or some horrible, horrible, horrible torture for sometimes skinned alive. There's video of that to have this. And so that's why, you know, we have to stay on top of, I would say, recalcitrant companies like Canada Goose, who's invited on anytime, numerous protests against Canada Goose, and really applaud and reward those companies that wake up. You're absolutely right. It's not about, go ahead.
Now, I wanted to say, and it's not only like there is the torture of the animals, the mass production of these animals, but there's as well the human part, because most of these country where they process the tannage, for example, of leather, which is the worst for the environment, from a study of the Pulse of Fashion, if you want to check it out. And yeah, those countries, they are using horrible chemicals without any protection that are made to remove the hair from the skin and to bleach the color. And that's why, if you have compassion, let's say some people say, oh, I don't care of animals, but you care at least for humans. And this is the worst as well for the humans.
You are very right. And we should publish that study, because I know it's been published. People like to say, well, synthetics aren't sustainable. And you know what? They don't realize the amount of chemicals that go into producing animal products is horrific, whether it's food or fashion, in both cases.
Yeah, and I would like to warn people, because there's a big misunderstanding of the word sustainability, and too many brands are using this to avoid talking about transparency or cruelty-free. And sustainability is made of 3 pillars: economic, social, and environment. And since all the studies prove that animal products are the worst for the environment, without even taking consideration the ethic, behind the killing of animals and everything. So that's proof that any vegan alternative, even plastic or whatever, will always be more sustainable than an animal product. So of course, then with the plastic, we need to do our part. We need to recycle. We need to avoid them as much as possible, if not at all. But a vegan alternative will always be more sustainable.
I love it. Jonathan, you are my hero. I love how you're bringing this all together. I will be at your pop-up Sunday. 12 Pacific to 1:30 or 2. We're going to be talking about some incredible things. You're going to do incredible shopping, and you're going to get discounts, prizes, all sorts of things. Join us. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.